And it's a three charm users on one team. What the heck are you supposed to do here? What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Ox here with another video. If you're new to the channel, we do upload Pokemon Go content mostly related to PvP. And if you're a returning subscriber, like my guy Edgar, wanted me to give him a shout out for reaching Legend Rank for the very first time in Season 8 using only suboptimal IV Pokemon. This guy's using 100% IV Pokemon in the Great League. We know that 15 attack is absolutely horrible, but that's what he used and he managed to reach Legend Rank on the final day. So a big shout out to you and congratulations on the Legend Rank push. In today's video, we are taking a look at some Great League Remix action. These battles were submitted to the channel by Laminatorr and they feature some very spicy picks, Tyranitar and Sharpedo. This is the definition of glass. I honestly don't even know what to expect with this team, but it's going to basically be raw, fast move damage. We got Hydro Pump on the Sharpedo, which it's never going to be able to even reach. The Tyranitar, maybe you could get some crunches in there, but probably never get to a Stone Edge. And then we got Bronzong in the lead, which actually makes a lot of sense for this team comp. It's going to be very weak to both fighting and fairy in the back. And then with Bronzong being psychic plus steel, it's going to provide some very solid coverage there. The main issue is that these two shadow Pokemon aren't only going to be weak to those two types, they're going to get taken out by pretty much anything, even the stuff they resist. So definitely not a team I would recommend, but it should make for some very entertaining battles. If you guys enjoy this type of content, please make sure you smash that like button, it really helps the channel grow. Leave a comment in the comments section down below. And without any further ado, let's jump into the first battle right now. Alright, so we have a pretty crazy team right here featuring Shadow Tyranitar, Shadow Sharpedo in the back, Bronzong in the lead. So Bronzong is going to be providing that coverage for the backline, but this backline is basically weak to just about anything. This is definitely one of those things that it's going to be weak to. So if you're going to see Machamp, you definitely want to see it in the lead right here. And the opponent is surprisingly staying in this matchup. So Bronzong here gonna cross trap go through. Typically when an opponent stays in this match, it tells you that they have a second Pokemon very weak to Bronzong in the back. So going to shield this up and we'll see what the next Pokemon is. The Machamp does go down there. At this point, you have just about 2 Side Shocks, so I would probably just throw this first Side Shock and then consider swapping out. But because it is a Rhyperior, you could maybe to just stay in here. Getting the Side Shock there and swapping out would have been ideal, but coming with the Sharpedo here, you still have alignments, and Sharpedo is absolutely destroying Rhyperior right there. Beedrill in the back, and this is basically a hard counter win right there. So best case scenario, this is how the team's going to work. You're just going to hard counter throughout the entire line. But that was absolute destruction right there. So don't think every game's going to go that smoothly, but we'll see how it goes right here. Hopping into the second battle, we have a Mew. So a very difficult lead right here for the Bronzong. At this point, I'd probably just swap out immediately into the Sharpedo because like the time on that swap wasn't necessarily going to catch the Surf. So this could be a wild charge, probably shield this up. They do. And now the opponent swaps out into a Wigglytuff. So obviously this is what you want to do. You want to lure out the Charmer. Preferably they only have one in the back because if they have two, it's basically GG's. But Bronzong comes in here. And let's see if Bronzong could farm down. No, definitely not going to be able to farm down before this Wigglytuff reaches a move. So throwing the Side Shock right here. Opponent unlikely to shield this. Come back in with the Mew. And Bronzong is going to get to another Side Shock right here. Now Bronzong does have access to payback, so the Mew has to be a little bit careful about that. But does get a shield, swaps out into the Tyranitar. And the opponent is staying in here, so going to shield this up. Once again, basically even Wild Charge is going to destroy Tyranitar here. It's a Drifblim in the back. So Tyranitar actually showing a lot of play right here early on in these battles. Crunch coming through that is going to get the shield. They get the defense drop as well. So if they survive this, should be enough to take out the Drifblim right here. No, gets an extra Stone Edge or an extra Smackdown, which is actually huge because that allows the Tyranitar to get to this Crunch, which is going to be enough to take out the Mew right here. Bang! There it is. Mew getting taken out by the Tyranitar. A pretty impressive win right there. Of course, it was a very difficult lead, so that's actually a pretty impressive win to come back from right there with a Mew. Did draw out the Wigglytuff, of course. We see a Shadow Machamp lead right here, which is a beautiful sight. And once again, the opponents are staying. So it looks like almost every team in these ranks has 2 Pokemon weak to Confusion users. So cross-trap comes through. This time the opponent isn't getting to moves as quickly as the other one. So they do get farmed down right there. And the opponent comes in with a Pidgeot. So at this point, I would definitely just swap out of this match, save this energy, because it's pretty likely they have something very weak to Toxicroak. So I don't like the idea of staying in here with the Bronzong. You are going to get off another side shock here, but I think you'd be much better suited keeping this energy and health for the last Pokemon, as the Pidgeot lets that go. And actually still staying in here. Opponent swaps down to Toxicroak. There it is, the second Pokemon weak to Confusion. And it took only 2 Confusions right there. Look how much damage that was. Sharpedo comes in. It is going to shield up right here. And basically Tyranitar in the back, going to have no problems at all with this Pidgeot. Could probably even survive a Brave Bird from this range. So don't quote me on that, but probably could survive a Brave Bird. I mean, with these Shadow Pokemon, you never know, but they do take that game. Airy Patch in the next battle. And so far looking like domination, but here... okay, well, if you're going to see Wigglytuff, you'd rather see it in the lead, right? You don't want to see in the back. But the opponent stayed in, which is a little bit confusing right here. So let's see how this plays out. Going to go for the Side Shock. And I'm not expecting the opponent to shield this, but if they have 2 Charmers, that's really bad. So they don't shield, they get farmed down, which is huge for the Bronzong. And they come in with a second Charmer, which, what the heck is going on? So 2 Charmers coming in. What the heck is their third Pokemon? A Fighting type? That would actually be really bad, because the Fighting is going to be able to sweep in the backline. You can't really swap out here, so able to get to another Side Shock. This is going to take out the second Charmer right here. And Bronzong looking to sweep this team. And it's a third Charm. 3 Charm users on one team. What the heck are you supposed to do here? Oh my gosh, about to get obliterated. How the heck do you run a triple Charm team and get this lucky with the team comp? What in the world? Sylveon sweeping the backline, losing with 2 shields. You hate to see it. That was... I don't think I've ever seen a triple Charm team. I mean, maybe I have as a meme, but like... what in the world? Okay, I'm a little bit speechless after that match. Like, that team just got wrecked. And it looked so promising after taking out the first 2 Charms. We have to expect they had something that was going to sweep the backline there. Either a Fighting type or a Confusion user. So that was rough. Greedent comes in here. In this particular matchup, I would have actually preferred swapping out immediately to draw out the hard counter instead of staying in, giving that Greedent some farms. So at this point, the Primeape comes in, and now the Bronzong should be able to come in here and just farm down. Even a Night Slash isn't going to be enough to take out the Bronzong here. This Cross Chop still does hurt though, and able to farm down. So now Bronzong is quite loaded on energy, and they come in with Dusclops. Okay, so Dusclops here, probably going to take 2 Side Shocks at this point. And then this is not an easy matchup, to be honest, because Tyranitar here, going to swap out into Tyranitar. And Dusclops, I guess, has access like Shadow Punch and like Ice Punch, I think. So nothing should hurt. Yeah, Shadow Punch, not going to do anything, even to a glassy Pokemon like Tyranitar. Swap out into Greedent. I think Greedent has a bit of energy actually, but thankfully both Crunch and Body Slam. Wow, that's a lot of damage. And they're able to farm down before Greedent gets to a move. Dusclops comes back in. Tyranitar still has the shield. Going to shield with this move right here. It's a Fire Punch, so those are both of the moves. Both are being resisted here. So should be able to survive this Fire Punch, Shadow Punch, whatever it is. Can they get to the Crunch? Yes, they can. Tyranitar about to take this game right here. Double Shadow, ridiculous team, putting in the work and taking that very impressive first set with this team. So let's hop into the second set of battles right here. And that first set was a little bit crazy. We did see a triple Charm team. What are we going to see in set number 2? We got a Bronzong into another Greedent. So similar lead as the last match. And last time I liked the idea of swapping out or trying to catch the move. In this case, the Sharpedo does catch the Crunch. You love to see it, but look at that damage still. And the defense drop. Charm! Oh. 1 Charm did like 45% of the Sharpedo's health. But you got the job done there. You drew out the Charm user, and you just hope they don't have a second one at this point. And maybe Tyranitar could sweep in the back. So Wigglytuff goes down, Greedent comes in, and this is getting a little bit insane. I actually would like to see how much a Bullets he does to Sharpedo. That would be pretty interesting, especially after the defense drop with Crunch. but the Bronzong is going to shield here. Crunch would hurt the Bronzong, and swapping out into Tyranitar. And we saw that last time. Although the charge moves are resisted, they do still hurt Tyranitar. Body Slam, that's a lot of damage, to be honest, for a resisted move. Going to go for the Crunch right here. And this should be enough to take out the Greedent, but they're going to shield instead and come in with the Hypno. Oh my goodness, Tyranitar hitting the jackpot right here. Going to shield this up. Thunder Punch coming through and going for the Crunch, which should definitely be enough to take out the Hypno right here. But will they be able to win this game in the back? Greedent coming back in. Greedent needs to farm down. Yeah, you can't be throwing energy here. Only play there was to farm down completely and hope that a Crunch would be enough to take out Bronzong. But I actually don't even think a Crunch would take out Bronzong from that range. So not much of a play there for the opponent, but they definitely had to just commit to the farm down. They weren't going to win anyways if they didn't. So I think the only play there was to commit to the farm down, try to land a Crunch on the Bronzong and hope it's enough to KO. But hopping into the next battle here, we have Raichu, which thankfully is not running Charm. Looks like they're running Thunder Shock actually. So gonna take a Wild Charge right there, does heavy damage, and the opponent swaps out into Charizard. Oh my goodness, Tyranitar running over the opponent right there. That Charizard got absolutely crushed. Like, these aren't even bang moments. These are just like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like just raw, fast move damage. Raichu using the shield. So could be Brick Break. Could be another Wild Charge. It is another Wild Charge. It's going to lower the defense. Tyranitar going to farm down. And it's a Durant in the back. So Kevin Durant making an appearance here in the Go Battle League. And we are going to see Sharpedo come in here. So it's Westbrook versus Durant right here. Swap out into Bronzong, looking to catch the move. But can Sharpedo farm it down? Westbrook versus Durant. Who's going to win this? Westbrook wins the match of the NBA Finals right there. A place Westbrook has never been, but might end up this season with the Lakers. So keep an eye out on that. Let's hop into the next battle right here. Sharpedo. That thing is spiced. It hits hard. Beautiful lead right here in SirFetch'd. Look at these chunking confusions. Wigglytuff, this is absolutely perfect. Are you kidding me? They swap a Wigglytuff into the Bronzong. Didn't even need to draw it out. It drew itself out somehow. So Wigglytuff here going to take another Side Shock. The opponent probably doesn't want to go down 2 shields at this point. And maybe they're running Double Charm, right? You never know with a team like this. It could be fighting plus Double Charm. Whiscash in the back, that's not Double Charm. Here comes the Sharpedo. And honestly, Mud Bomb will probably hurt despite how weak of a move it is. But, oh, Sharpedo choosing not to throw the Poison Fang there, which is a little bit interesting. So Mud Bomb coming through, a second shield. I'm actually not sure if it would KO, but they swap out into SirFetch'd, which is a nice catch right here. Poison Fang gets the second shield. Look at these counters. Chunk and the SirFetch'd actually decides to throw energy, which might have been a break right there. I expect Bronzong to come back in here and hopefully farm down. And they are able to do it. No, they get simultaneously knocked out. And Tyranitar is not going to be able to withstand a Mud Bomb, I believe. Probably a one-shot right here. Oh my goodness. Absolutely insane. Still almost managed to come back there, but Whiscash pretty much demolishing the Tyranitar right there. We got a legend rank in the next battle here. So is this legend ready for the spice? They bring some spice of their own. Shadow, Poliwrath right here. Swap out into Froslass. Oof. You love to see it. Tyranitar chunking away with the smackdown. But honestly, I have no faith in Tyranitar surviving an avalanche, so I would have probably shielded there too. I'd be very, very scared of taking that move. And honestly, Tyranitar probably wouldn't have even survived. So going for the Crunch right here. And that does quite a bit of damage still coming from the Shadow. Poliwrath here can't really farm down with Mud Shot, but is going to take out the Tyranitar right here with the Dynamic Punch. So absolute overkill. Probably running Scald plus Dynamic Punch. Bronzong able to farm down before he gets another move, which is a big break. And it's a Drapion in the back, which is extremely spammy. Will Sharpedo be able to handle this in the back? These waterfalls are absolutely chunking away. Going to shield the Aqua Tail right here. And if there's one move that Sharpedo might be able to survive, it might be an Aqua Tail. It might just barely survive, but that might be the one move it can. So defense falls on the Drapion after that Poison Fang. Aqua Tail comes through. Look at that huge tank taking that move, Sharpedo, farming down, winning that game against the legend rank player. Very impressive right there. Kind of a hard counter team at the same time. Next battle, we got CM Punk in the flesh this Sunday at the Now Center. AEW All Out. CM Punk making his return in the ring after 7 long years. Let's hop back into the battles right here. Talking about some wrestling action. A positive lead here. Opponent swaps out into the Alolan Sandslash, so that's not good. Sharpedo comes in, and these waterfalls are chunking. Now going to shield up this move right here, and it is an Ice Punch, so that's going to be resisted. And to get to another move, should only be an Ice Punch. Probably don't need to shield this right here. Oh my goodness, what the heck they get farm down. They were going for the aggressive farm down, and they lose Switch. Now, the only benefit here to losing Switch, is this a Bulldoze? No, it's an Ice Punch. Okay, so the only benefit to losing Switch there, or not benefit, but the only positive is that both your Pokemon do very well against Golbat, right? So Gardevoir comes in. I think at this point, you could just, because it's not running Charm, right? It's running Confusion. So you could probably just swap out into Tyranitar, to be honest, and win this game. But going to stay in here with the Bronzong instead, and look to close it out with the Tyranitar, I guess. So Shadow Ball coming through does shield that up, and going to get to this Psyshock, which I believe will be enough to take out the Gardevoir, but if it's not, should swap out into Tyranitar. No, going to stay in, and able to farm down. Okay, so best case scenario, I'm not sure why the opponent didn't swap out. Going to try and build up for the Psyshock right here. Opponent gets to the move. Poison Fang actually won't KO, so going to be able to get off this Psyshock, and that is going to be a G. Okay, it is not going to be a GG because this player has the most evil of intentions in mind. The complete BM right there, letting the Tyranitar come in, exerting dominance, taking that game in the most BM fashion possible. Crazy battles, to say the least. So those were the battles featuring a double Shadow team, and these are not just any Shadow Pokemon. This is Sharpedo and Tyranitar, 2 of the spiciest picks possible. I do not recommend this team at all. However, for the sake of entertainment, these were some very exciting battles. Thank you so much to Laminatorr for the submission. If you guys enjoy this type of content, please consider leaving a like, commenting, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.